Hi, I'm Ben, and this is my episode recap of Marvel's Spider-Man. Yeah, I'm doing something different. I'm not sitting where I usually sit because I have a lot of stuff on my chair and I'm too lazy to move all of that stuff. Yeah, I don't really feel like doing all of that work. But hey, so this is the recap episode of Unmasked or Spider-Man Unmasked. Yeah, I remember seeing trailers of that and there's like, I am Spider-Man, and Gwen and Anya are like, what? But yeah, finally, Gwen and Anya know that Spider-Man is Peter. Because at first I'm like, why doesn't he just tell them? Why is he keeping it a secret? Because they explain like, I was trying to protect the ones I care about. Yeah, but that doesn't make any sense. I mean, in the other movie, in the comics and in the movies, and he didn't tell Gwen or any of his love interest because they weren't spider people, and they would have been hurt because he has spider powers, but they don't. But Gwen and Anya are both spider superheroes, and they know Miles is a spider superhero, and why didn't Miles just tell them? Or why couldn't they just... He had no reason to keep this a secret from them. I mean, yeah, later he does apologize. He does say, I'm sorry, I was wrong to keep this a secret from you. Which was right. Sorry, looking at... But still, he could have just... He had no real reason to keep this a secret. I mean, come on. Yeah. But yeah, in this episode, Max O'Dell might get fired. Well, he did got fired, but yeah, Max O'Dell, he was gonna get fired for what he did was the whole Venom thing and what dangerous things, and the rest became really embarrassing, like trying to stall him. It's like he's know how to make a smoothie, he know how to do this, but it ends up when he was like, I need to get Rhino, Max O'Dell, and Ulysses Savage, the Rhino, to go to the place to to let him explain what happened, that he was cured. But the evidence that Peter was trying to show him was Dr. Octopus before he died, of how he became, of how much of a good person Max O'Dell was. But then Max O'Dell, but then, but then Kirk Connors, who's really a bad guy in this, like a real mean bad guy, like in Ultimate Spider-Man, he was helpful and a good friend to Peter. And here he's just really mean. And yeah, in other versions, Kirk Connors is a good friend, but here he's really mean. Also, I do find it funny that he's voiced by the same guy who voiced Spider-Man. I forget his name. It's like, yeah, something. But he voiced Spider-Man in the PlayStation 4 game, and yes, he does the voice for Ben 10 and numerous other cartoon characters. But he also does the voice of... But yeah, he's doing the voice of Kirk Connors, but he's really mean and kind of being the bad guy in this. And it's weird to see that because because the whole point of Kirk Connors becoming the Lizard, that he's the Lizard and Peter's trying to find a cure and trying to help him. Like, this isn't you. You're a good guy. We're trying to help you. But here he's a flat out villain, even without the Lizard formula. In other cartoons, the 90s cartoon, Spectacular Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man, he's usually helpful and nice. And this is the opposite of what Kirk Connors is. But yeah, he tries to find a Lucy Savage or Alexei Savage, the Rhino, the guy who was formerly the Rhino, because he's like, if he testifies, he can help. But then but they couldn't find him. Found a Rhino guy, but it turns out it's not him. But then he had to go to the board people and tell them like he's a good guy. As Spider-Man, he told them he's a good guy, and yes, but then he told him he was like he needs. Sorry, I'm not good with my words and sentences. It's an Asperger syndrome thing. But yeah, he tells him like Max O'Dell's great. What you're doing is it's wrong for you to fire him, but then Kirk Connor steps in and is like, Peter Parker is Spider-Man, and he's his accomplice, and he's just as involved in this. And it's like, you gotta speak truthfully. Are you Peter Parker? And he told three new guys and Bored, who are kind of strangers, that he's Spider-Man. He's like, yes, I'm Spider-Man. And Anya and Gwen are like, no way, you're Spider-Man. And he looked at Miles Morales like, oh, who knew? And I'm like, why didn't he? And then later, their Kirk's like, he's just as involved in his, and Spider-Man is just as dangerous and to be involved here too. Oh, and then the board had no choice but to fire Max Odell, and then and, yeah, that's pretty sad. And then Anya and Gwen were like, "Why didn't you tell us you were Spider-Man? How can you not trust us? Mask on and off." And then they try to explain like, "I was trying to protect you because of my secret identity." And they're like, "They're both spider superheroes. You had no." Well, I'm like, "You're both spider superheroes. You had no reason to keep this a secret from each other." And yeah. But anyways, they go to find Spider-Man, but Spider-Man tries to, but then the Rhino busts in, and that guy, I forget his name again, who looks like Octavius, was like, the Rhinos escape, and then they're trying to find a Rhino, but Gwen and Anya are like, oh, great, it's Peter, well, like, you didn't tell us. Gee, no wonder we couldn't find any more lies. And I'm like, calm down, Anya. Yeah, like, if I was Anya and Gwen, I would just be confused and didn't understand why you didn't keep it serious and told them, you can tell us we're both Spire superheroes. You had no reason to keep this a secret. I wouldn't be like Anya, like, you didn't trust us. I'm angry at you. Any more lies? Because now I feel like they don't know what they really should be angry at. But anyway, Spider-Man tries to discovers that not Venom, the Goblin Serum not Goblin Serum, Jackal. The Jackal is creating new potions, and now there's this new villain named Swarm. Swarm is trying to create new rhinos and spider creatures to fight Spider-Man, Spider-Girl, Ghost Spider, and Spidey, and Spidey in arena to fight each other. So they and everyone's watching Silvermane, Hammerhead, and his son. Oh, and I forgot to mention in the beginning of the movie, the Tinkerer was in this, and he had robot armies that fought Spider-Man. Yeah, he never comes back again, but yeah, he was there in the beginning. But anyways, so they're in the arena, they're trying to fight, and then they're like, oh, and then they were trying to fight each other, but fight the rhinos and the spiders, but then Gwen and Anya found a way and destroy the bees technology, and they saved the day, and everything was fine. And everything was fine. And then they were like, I hope the jackals not only drinks. And then Peter was like, again, I'm really sorry. It's like, and Anya was like, we forgive Spider-Man, but we also forgive Peter. And that was great. Also, Mary Jane Watson's in this episode. Yeah, they were shooting hoops, and they were like, sports ball might not be my thing. And I was like, why can't they say basketball? Like, does someone own the rights to basketball? They can't say basketball? Like I was watching this guy on YouTube. His name is Nick Tendo. Well, his YouTube channel is called Nick Tendo, and he pointed out that he does not like Marvel's Spider-Man, this Spider-Man cartoon. And he pointed out like they mentioned like social media instead of Facebook or Instagram or Twitter. Like I can understand because there's like three categories and they probably didn't have the rights for that, but that made sense. But really, are they not allowed to say basketball? Say basketball. But then they were shooting hoops, but Peter was like, no, I can't. Peter had to keep his identity secret. But yeah, I think they're blossoming into like talking to each other. I hope everything goes good with Peter and Mary Jane. It's good to see Mary Jane because I thought we weren't gonna see her because I thought the tiger outfit was just it and this show was gonna get canceled due to poor reviews and maybe poor ratings, but Yeah, we're getting more episodes, and we might get another season. Yeah, I like the Spider-Man cartoon. There's some frustrating moments, and I will admit the animation is too two-dimensional because it's trying to be more realistic, and there are some, and the colors are a bit muddy and dirty. And yeah, I was watching this video by Nick Tendo, his YouTube channel, and I was watching his videos of him saying, like, mentioning how there was this artist who wanted to make a Captain Marvel TV series, but there was a lot of miscommunication at Marvel Animation, and there was some Marvel and and it wasn't, and some of the animation are by freelance, and there isn't going anything good. So something's not doing so good at Marvel Animation. Yeah, because say what you want about Ultimate Spider-Man, at least Ultimate Spider-Man's animation was pretty top-notch, even when it does something weird and cartoonish at times. But yeah, but I enjoyed this episode, and I hope you enjoyed it, and probably might see another video of me reviewing Ultimate Spider-Man in a while because they keep waiting for new episodes, and you have to wait like a month or a few more weeks. So I wonder what the next episode will be about. Hopefully, we'll see some new episodes, and I'll keep you posted. And take care.